How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today I have a little bit of a different but still very exciting video. So over my many years of Pokemon card collecting, I've got some amazing cards in my collection with some amazing stories behind them. And, you know, when I just show off a card in a video or in a collection showcase or any kind of thing like that, you don't really hear the full story behind the card. So today I wanted to show off some of the cards in my collection that I feel just have the best stories. They're so sentimentally valuable to me, and I wanted to share sort of some of the excitement that I have when I go through my collection. I remember all of the wonderful ways I came by these cards, and share that with all of you. So let me know if you enjoy this type of video, a little bit of a different style. But yeah, maybe I'll show off some more of my collection and some more of my awesome stories with cards in the future. So first off, I have like a class of cards, really, and it is cards that I pulled myself and then got graded. I think that's like the perfect trifecta, especially when they grade a 10. You pull the card, you grade it yourself, it gets the 10 grade, and it's so special. So some examples of this Lugia EX full art Japanese from Bandit Ring. Back in the XY era, I would buy like tons of new boxes. I'd buy like, I think I eventually got up to like 8 or 9 boxes of the newest set that I would buy. And it was a blast to open them all. I'd get them shipped express and I'd open them, you know, I'd be one of the first YouTubers to be opening these boxes and seeing these cards and posting videos about it. So it was always just so exciting. But when I was doing Bandit Ring, there was like a PSA special, and I had to get all of my pulls out the door. So I opened the like 7 boxes I bought pretty quickly. And then after that, I was like, man, I really feel like I didn't get to fully appreciate the artwork of this set and to have like a, you know, an opening just sort of for the sake of opening. So I bought another box of Bandit Ring. This was my 8th box of Bandit Ring, and in it I pulled this incredible full art Lugia. Just look at that texture. And yeah, this is one of the best cards in the Bandit Ring set, and I was so happy to pull this card. And then it graded a 10, which was just fantastic. Other cards I pulled myself that ended up scoring the PSA 10 grade, really happy about this one. This one was, again, I think I got it was like for Christmas one year. I think my parents bought me like a bunch of loose packs of Supreme Victors, and I think that all of this stuff is like posted on the channel somewhere way back in like 2014, 2015, when I was opening this stuff. But I remember I like got no holos, but I got like 4 level X cards. It was pretty crazy, or maybe 3 level X. I think I pulled Charizard, Blaziken, and Electivire. So pretty nice pulls, and the Electivire did score a 10, which I was really happy about. Level X, English level X and a 10 are very rare these days, so I was super happy to pull this and then grade it a 10. Next up, this card, this Team Aqua's Sharpedo. This is special to me, not just because I pulled it and it scored the 10, but because of when I pulled it. So I did this card was pulled in my 100 subscriber special. So back when I started out on YouTube back in 2014, I got to 100 subscribers, and I don't know exactly, I think I did like, I opened up a James theme deck with the exclusive holo Dark Dragonite. I opened up, I think, like some Legendary Treasures packs, some Black-White packs at the time. And then I opened 1 pack of EX Team Magma versus Team Aqua. That was like a $15 pack at the time, and it was super expensive for me, but I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. and I pulled this Team Aqua Sharpedo, which I then graded a 10. So super special with that, you know, this card having the history of not only pulling it myself, but pulling it at a celebration of my YouTube channel, which has been going on for a long time. The final card in the cards I pulled myself category, but arguably the most special, is this. It is this Kyogre EX from EX Hidden Legends. I went on a long streak of opening EX series booster packs back when they were relatively affordable and you could, you know, still get them for $10 a piece or something. So I did a lot of EX openings, and I did not pull an EX, which, you know, with the numbers of packs I pulled and how difficult it was to pull an EX out of EX series packs wasn't all that surprising. That I was always looking to pull an EX. Back when I was a kid, I never pulled an EX. So I had always wanted to do it, to pull an EX, to pull a Gold Star, something crazy like that. And it finally happened. I bought like 5 loose packs of Hidden Legends once, and out came this Kyogre EX, which then graded a PSA 10. So just an incredible experience, an incredible story, and, you know, a card that I will forever treasure because of that experience. And again, graded a 10, like, you can't get any better than grading a 10 of a card you pulled yourself. So those are some examples. There are some other just like amazing cards that I pulled myself that I now have graded. But if I were to show off all those, this would be a hour-long video. Next up, I have this Darkrai EX full art from Dark Explorers, PSA 10. So the story behind this is, this has so many things sort of going for it, or for how special it is. So this was my first PSA 10 black-white full art card in English. And, you know, that was, I've always loved the black-white full arts, and, you know, I've been collecting them for a while, and this card just is one of my favorite black-white full arts. It's probably my favorite black-white full art. And to get it in a 10, it was, you know, at the time, this was like a Population 4, Population 5 card. I think it's gone up a little bit since then. But when I graded this, this was like the biggest card in my collection. This was the rarest, the most expensive, and the most special to me. And I've been going after a mint condition Darkrai EX full art for a long time. I'd buy one, I'd get it in, I'd be like, I don't think that's, you know, good quality. I'd sell it, I'd buy another. And this card was actually submitted, so not only was it, you know, a super special card, one of my favorites from the black-white era, my first black-white full art PSA 10, but it was submitted in my first ever PSA submission back in, like, goodness, I want to say November of 2014. So it's been a long time. We're getting to 7 years since I graded this card. And yeah, so this is so special to have in my collection. One of my favorite cards of all time, and again, just such a special card. Did that first PSA submission for me was like insane once I got those grades back. Next up, this Latios EX from EX Dragon Frontiers in Japanese, and the story behind this card is that this, so there's a couple things for this card. First, I'll give you sort of like the PSA stats. So this was the first graded EX card from Japanese Dragon Frontiers. Not the first 10, not the first Latios, not the first... this was the first graded EX card from Japanese Dragon Frontiers, which I just thought was insane at the time when I graded it. In like 2015, 2016, not 100% sure on the date. But this was the first graded EX card, and it was the first 10. And once I got this and I realized sort of what I had and how special it was, this is what really got me into grading Japanese EX cards. And, you know, down the road after all of this, you know, this card is what started out my my obsession with the Japanese EX era and my drive to collect all of the set-based Japanese EX cards in PSA 10. Dragon Frontiers being the most difficult set out of all of them to get a PSA 10 on, and, you know, completing that, eventually grading all of the Japanese EX Dragon Frontiers EX cards in a PSA 10, most of those me being the first person to grade them and the first person to grade them in a 10, was just incredible. So this card started it out for me with the EX era, so it, you know, super special, always going to have that spot in my collection, always going to be treasured for doing that for me, for starting me off on that incredible journey. All right, next up, I have my PSA 8 Japanese Charizard Gold Star from Dragon Frontiers. And this card I traded for at Worlds 2015 in Boston. So this was my first time, you know, I'd been in the hobby for about a year at the time, and when I visited Worlds, this was the first time that I was going to a Pokemon event. This was the first time I was meeting up with other Pokemon fans. And it was the first time meeting up with, you know, people who I will have been friends with for years now. First met Charlie there, first met my friend Devin, Azul Ryu, just so many amazing people that I met for the first, I think I met Reina there as well, another mod on E4, just like so many amazing people that I met for the first time at Worlds in Boston in 2015. So yeah, trading for this card there was like the culmination of just an incredible time. And whenever I look at this card, it reminds me of that fantastic time that I had at Worlds 2015 for the first time. Now I've gone back to many Worlds afterwards, many in-person Pokemon events, and it's always just been so fantastic. So this card, when I see it, always reminds me of, you know, the incredible time that I have at these in-person events, and, you know, why you should always go, because you might find a near mint to mint condition Gold Star Japanese Charizard chilling in someone's trade binder, and you might be able to trade for it. So really excited to show off that card. And the last couple cards here I have are really just like cards that I bought when I was starting out and that I'm so happy that I still have. And they're really special to me because of that. So here is this very good 3 Rayquaza Gold Star. First edition. This card I paid $20 for back in like 2015. It was an incredible, incredible purchase. Obviously, it is not in the best condition, but for a PSA 3, I think if you didn't see the grade, that's a very solid, like, eye appeal card. The issues are really all in the back. You cannot see much wrong on the front of this card at all. So you know, the grade doesn't really matter to me. It's having this first edition Rayquaza Gold Star that, you know, I mean, is there ever a better way to spend $20 in the hobby than on a first edition Japanese Rayquaza Gold Star? I really don't think that there is. Next up, what better way to spend $40 in the hobby than on a mint condition Latios Gold Star? Unlimited edition. This is one of the first Japanese Gold Stars I bought. This is another card that I submitted in my first ever PSA submission. So Latios Gold Star is very special to me. It was the only Gold Star card that I shortly had as a kid. Before I traded it to one of my friends, he gave me a bunch of EX cards for it. And I like didn't know what I had when I got this Gold Star card. I was just like, wow, it's coming out of the frame. It's got a star next to it. It's so cool. I traded for it off of someone. I don't think they really knew what they had, and I didn't know what it was either. So it wasn't like I was sort of swindling them or anything. But then my friend, he sort of told me what it was, and he was like, man, this is so rare. And traded me a bunch of EX cards for it, which, as you've kind of seen, EX cards are are the big thing that I love in the hobby. But, you know, when I was getting back into it, I was like, okay, I'll buy this Japanese copy. And it was in mint condition, PSA 9. Again, this was in my first ever PSA submission, so just so happy to still have this card in my collection. And when I look back, it always reminds me again of that, you know, back when I was getting into the hobby, the purchases I was making, like the 2014 prices, $40 for a mint condition Latias Gold Stars, just incredible. So really happy that I've kept this card around for so long. And, you know, always reminds me when I look at it of, you know, both back when I was a kid, that Latias Gold Star I had, and also, you know, my journey back into the hobby. And last but not least, we have another Latias Gold Star. This is a PSA 8 first edition copy. This was one of the first, like, big purchases that I made. And it wasn't super expensive. It was probably, like, $60 or $75 or something, which, like, back in 2014, 2015, when I bought it, was pretty significant. Especially for me as, like, a kid in high school. Spending that much on a Pokemon card was big. But first edition Clash of the Blue Sky Gold Stars are so rare that when I saw this card, I was like, oh my god, like having a first edition Latias Gold Star. At the time, the price difference was like, you know, a PSA 10 first edition Rayquaza Gold Star was like $1,000, $1,500, but a PSA 10 unlimited Rayquaza Gold Star was like $100 all day. So like that's the difference in price and rarity, even back at the beginning, in like 2014, 2015, for these Gold Star cards. So seeing this card, buying it, having that in my collection, it was like one of the first big rare cards that I felt really proud about having in my collection. So again, just so happy that I still have this. And again, whenever I look at it, it reminds me of, you know, that time I got back into the hobby and the excitement of finding these incredibly rare cards for now what seems like steal of a deal prices. So that's just some of the cards that I feel have the best stories. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like this, definitely let me know. Be sure to like and subscribe and stick around for more videos.